Cheers. Welcome to Tub Talk.
Welcome back to Tub Talk. Record time to get into another Tub Talk. If you can tell, there's no snow, so we are not in February.
How long has it been?
It's been 10 months instead of,
Improvement.
well, 9 months instead of 12 months. So, yeah, we're in October. You got the fall colors just starting to hit, and we figured what better time to get into Tub Talk and have some beers and talk about some real estate and talk about life. So, as always, Justin Glover. We got Jay Glover right here, and we'll get to him. But we got our special guest, Zach Cook. Awesome. We got a dog back there too. I don't know if you can hear that, but what kind of nicknames you got, Zach?
Oh, Cookie was
Cookie.
my name growing up for sure.
Cookie.
Just the easiest of
Zach.
all time. Oh yeah, if you want to spell it any way you want, Zachary.
Zachary.
Oh,
So yeah, we'll get into also that. But as we typically do in Tub Talk, let's start with a real estate market update from Jay.
I thought we were going to start straight into the beer review.
Oh,
Oh, okay, sure. Let's skip to that because we got the beer review and the beer here, and then we can set it down. So Jay picked out a Oberon Eclipse. What made you pick out this beer?
New winter release from Bell's, the
Ooh.
Oberon. And I've never had it. You've never had it. Zach's had some other ones, but not this one.
And what do we think? I just took
Good
my
as
first
well.
sip. I'm gonna guess is your guys maybe tastes a little bit more smoky than mine.
Not bad.
I think it's pretty good. It is definitely preferred, as far as I'm concerned, to regular Oberon, and that's maybe sacrilegious because everybody loves their Oberon. We lost Jay. Everybody loves their Oberon, but I'm not a big Oberon guy.
It's got it's definitely a wheat beer, but it's not as citrusy as like Oberon in my opinion. It's more subtle.
Yeah, I like it better. But as far as thumb scale, that's what we do in the.
I need it.
You gotta set your beer down for the thumb scale. So we're gonna give it a thumb scale, and ready, go. Jay likes it the most out of all of us.
It's like
I'm
7.6.
also not a wheat beer person.
I'm
so-
like a 7-ish.
I said 6. I'd say 6.
Yeah, I
Just-
mean, I
that's
am a
fair.
wheat beer person, but anyways, I would drink it again, especially when Jay buys it. You know, basically anything Jay
Yeah.
buys. That's probably
Free-
my favorite part of Tub Talk is coming to Jay's hot tub,
Drinking
not
the
having to
beer.
pay
Jay's
for the
tub,
maintenance of
Jay's
the hot
beers,
tub,
Jay's
drinking
cigars.
Jay's beer, and just talking about life.
Man, free advice.
So now that we did that beer review, let's hear a little bit about real estate market update with Jay. I'm gonna put this here so I don't spill it.
Market update. As everybody's aware, interest rates are higher than they were last year and the year before. So that's becoming some sort of problem for people as far as affordability goes. But there's still a lot of good opportunities out there. I would personally say that I'm seeing it being less competitive currently, but it's also headed straight into the seasonal slowdown that we see every year. People always ask when's the slow time. It's about Thanksgiving to New Year's, in my opinion. So we're kind of headed right into that time right about now. And with interest rates being higher, I think we're seeing that slowdown hit a little bit earlier this year. So it's still a good time to buy. It's still a good time to sell. I mean, there's opportunities for everybody. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for and what you need. So
Yeah, I definitely echo that as far as the good time to buy. I've been telling all of my buyers this is the time. Like, you're getting the best deals, especially that first-time home buyer, most competitive market. Even with interest rates up a little bit, you're still going to end up paying less than you would in the spring when you're paying way over ask and that sort of thing. So it's funny that you brought up interest rates, Jay. It's almost like we knew who we had next to us,
You
and
brought
that
a special guest.
like we brought a special guest. And the thing about Zach, and part of the reason we brought him to Tub Talk, other than him being an average Joe, and to try to find out what's interesting about him, is he is a lender extraordinaire and is an expert about all things interest rates. So overall, how long you
Yeah.
been in the business, and tell us what you're doing now in the business.
Oh yeah, so now I am broker owner, so we're in it for the long haul. It
Okay.
is myself. I own start to finish from
Okay.
first phone call all the way through closing.
Okay.
So we're not handing anything off. This is what we're doing for good until someone buys.
So
the
you're saying the
business, or we do something
collective
else.
the collective
I use the company we.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just it's easier to say we.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But either way,
Either
you're
way.
involved. You're doing it. You're making
Yes,
sure it
we
closes.
are both feet in for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how long have
We
you
s-
been in it, lending the forever, like totally?
Yeah. As a whole, since I started in 2014, so almost 10 years coming up.
That's a lot of expertise.
Yeah.
In that noggin of his,
That's true, and that's like what I pride myself on, is being like a knowledge person.
a knowledge person. That's good.
Yeah.
So drop some knowledge on us. Tell us what you're seeing with interest rates right now. Where you expect them to go in the future, let's say in the 6-month future, and then let's project out maybe like 2 years and see what you're thinking then.
Sure. 6-month to 12-month outlook, ideally Q2. Of course, everybody's crystal ball is
Right.
whatever's clear as everyone
Right.
else's, but
Take this with a grain of salt,
yeah,
knowing
yeah,
you're listening
exactly.
to
This is
someone
the-
in a
this
hot
is-
tub, smoking a cigar with Jay and I. But he's the smartest guy we can find.
hey, I appreciate that.
He's the only one that would go.
That's also true. Yeah, expected to come down, hopefully high 6s by Q2, push 6% by the end of 2024. 2025-ish is probably when a lot of people now will be looking at refinancing their houses. That's assuming house prices are still high single digits, low double digit appreciation. You're going to have equity.
Yep.
Rates are going to be down. You're going to be able to get out your mortgage insurance. You're going to be able to capitalize on any fix and flips you've done.
Yeah.
Assuming you can borrow that money cheaper back afterwards. So yeah, that's kind of probably your time frame.
So now,
Return
I mean,
on
everyone's talking about rates as far as everyone, people who are in the real estate
Yeah.
business and looking to buy a home or potentially move up to another home. And they're kind of freaking out because about probably last time Tub Talk, they were still getting up there, but the first Tub Talk ever, they were right around 3.5%.
Yeah.
And tell us, I guess, why they're not going to head back there again, and why we shouldn't wait for them to head back there again.
I think if you wait, you're going to be waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So what I always like to say is like that was the anomaly, right?
Yeah.
So right now, like they're maybe a little bit higher than the historical average,
I
but
mean-
a lot closer to
Yeah.
average than where we were.
and so like prior to like the crazy inflation of the last like 3 years, the like rule of like average from the Fed was that like 8% is like the healthy mortgage rate, to where
Okay.
like the banks make good money, borrowers don't, like it's still affordable.
Right.
Like based on like average, obviously house prices have ballooned a ton in the
Right.
last 3 years, so it's probably lower than 8% now. But that was always like the margin of like what's healthy for like everybody's world. So you have times where parents bought their houses and it was 13%, and their
Yeah.
parents bought them at 18%, and then I bought my first house at 3.5%. So like the highs, the lows, it all comes and goes, and like
Yeah. You can't predict it.
no,
Exactly. I mean, you can track it, but you can't time it. I
Yeah,
guess you can
you're-
predict, but you can't.
You're just
time.
you're just riding the wave, and it's like every day it's like a different gas price. It's the
Right.
same.
The thing
Same kind of
the
concept.
conversation I have with most buyers at this point in time is people are like, "Oh, can I buy now and refi in a couple years?" And the answer is, most likely, but you still need to be comfortable with the payment that you're locking in now for
Right.
the long term, and just kind of hope that in a couple years rates do go down to a more what's quote unquote acceptable, and that you can refinance at that point. So there's still opportunities now, but just make sure you're not locking into something that you're uncomfortable with.
So yeah, just to add on to Jay, same thing I'm telling my buyers, especially the first time home buyers, right? Like your options are to live with parents
Yeah. No
Rent.
fun, no fun zone.
or
Expensive.
buy, and you're competing with other people who are wanting to buy, so you might be paying up for it, right? But that's still the best of the three options, and as long as inventory is down, supply and demand, we live in a desirable place to live in West Michigan. You can't just sit on the sideline and wait, right? So if you're comfortable with that payment, and you can predict that you're going to be able to afford that payment, you have secure jobs, that sort of thing, there's no sense in waiting time to time the market, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get left behind. And then same with someone who's looking to move up, that would be more of what, like I would say, would be if you're comfortable with an increased interest rate over what you have and comfortable payment-wise, that'd be the person I'd be more targeting for. Can you afford this for a couple years? Yeah, I mean, you could afford it longer, but maybe can't stomach it,
Yeah.
right? You can't stomach the fact that your rate is so
Yeah.
much higher than what you had, even though you could afford it. Those are the people that would be more of a target for a refi in a couple years.
Yeah, and that's something I tell people every time too is you're gonna forget the exact like dollar you bought your house payment
Right.
for, but if that month every time you write the check and that comes out of your auto deposit every month, if that payment's too high, it's painful. You're gonna know exactly how much that payment is.
Right.
So don't stretch yourself now planning for the future. Like, always budget yourself like
And we've probably mentioned this on Tub Talk before because the last several times we've been in a market, a crazy market for different reasons for 8 years. And, the moral of the story is West Michigan, Grand Rapids, still a desirable place to live. Compared to other similarly sized metro areas, we're less expensive, and not just housing, but everything. So that's part of the reason that competition is up, and that's part of the reason why, if you're thinking there's going to be a crash, I don't think it's going to happen. So
no, I don't think a crash. Like, if anything, I would call it a flattening. It's like what people expect is where, okay, houses might not 9% increase, 12%, 20% increase in value. You might get 1 to 2% increases in value, and your rents are gonna flatten out and not chunk up $100 every year. And I think a flattening is more realistic than a plummet of any sort.
So you heard it from Zach. He promised that if the market tanks, he's going to cover everyone's mortgage.
Oh, no.
Right? Disclaimer. Probably put it right in the bottom of the Tub Talk. Zach did not say this message, and use your own best judgment. But that's the best answer that we can give you as people in the business. All right, we're back. Jay is getting back in the tub.
Seamless cut.
Yeah, we're back. Now we're back. All right.
Jump cut to when he's in the tub right there.
We need a little break because guess what? We learned this before, but hot tubs are hot.
104.
And we need to get out of the tub a little bit, especially since it's not
bad out.
It's not bad out. We're in great fall Michigan weather. It's probably about upper 50s. Beautiful fall.
Perfect golf weather.
Great foliage. Great golf weather. Great for anything.
Absolutely.
Except for sitting in a hot tub, realistically.
Sue yourself.
Sue for self. All right, so we jumped right into like the deep dive stuff because I think most of our listeners / watchers tune out pretty quickly.
I got short attention span.
So we wanted to make sure,
beginning,
right?
And then we'll ramble.
We wanted to make sure we got you the important info and the reason that we cut this Tub Talk up 3 months rather than doing it in February because we wanted to get you that info on rates, and we got you the info. So let's catch up a little bit with Jay, arguably the most interesting person in the hot tub now that Casey's not here. What have you been up to since February? Mostly this summer. I know February is hard to think back to, but what's been up this summer?
Well, let's see. This summer, we did kind of the usual. Did some camping trips. Okay. Did a trip to Dallas. Spent some time with friends down there. Got to see the city and whatnot. Okay. And
were you on Cops? No, they shoot.
Not on
they
Cops.
Shoot Cops in Dallas.
Avoided that. Okay. Avoided that for the better, most likely.
Good story.
Playing some golf and just worked in real estate. That's the everyday, of
So
course. But
one thing that I know you did that you're kind of leaving out is you almost died on a river. Right?
I don't know if I would say almost
Well,
died.
that's how Casey tells it, is that he almost died, but he also is not a strong swimmer.
Casey can't swim, and it was his third time kayaking, so it's a little
Okay,
more
so
intense
tell
for
us a
him.
little bit about what you did on the river over the summer.
Short version would be we did Casey and I, who was one of our previous guests, we did a 2-night, 3-day trip from basically what's considered the start of the Pine River through Tippy Dam, down the Little Manistee out into Lake Michigan, kayaking the whole way, doing about, give or take, 25-30 miles a day, and camping on the riverbank and kind of packing everything we could carry in our kayaks, and going through the rain. And 2 of the 3 days were wind advisory off Lake Michigan, so that made it a little interesting, but it was a good time.
Yeah, and actually Jay's kayak trip inspired me when I got myself in some hot water over the summer. I went on a bike ride deep into the Manistee Forest that I was woefully unprepared for. Did not have enough water, did not have enough stamina. And I kept thinking, if Jay can kayak for 3 days, I can do this.
Glad I can be an inspiration. to the many.
Legit what I was thinking. I'm like, there's no way I can't make it another 5
motivation.
miles on a bike if Jay can kayak for 3 days on a river.
You could almost drown.
I mean-
and make it through.
You're in shape, but you're not in.
I'm in A shape.
You're in the A shape.
We're off.
So that was helpful, that kayak trip. So one question, we're gonna pause for the trucks. Hold on. The one thing about doing this at night is it's a little quieter out here. And darker. Correct. Nighttime is darker than the daytime. Good job. All right. So one thing that I've been meaning to ask Jay is you just had recently, about a month ago, right, had your 1-year wedding anniversary.
That is a
correct?
thing that I did.
That is a thing that you did. So after a year of marriage, and how
Yes.
long have you owned this hot tub?
2 years.
Okay, about 2 or 3 years in the hot tub. So what has been the better investment? Buying this hot tub or buying a wedding ring for Shelby?
Wedding ring.
Okay, Shelby is not listening, but she probably will see it. So good answer.
Yep.
I think the hot tub has been better, but it's been a while since the wedding. I don't really remember. So
Honestly, I think I've met Shelby like 3 times and 1 time in the hot tub. I don't know. Is that a good trade?
Yeah.
And where's our value stance on where I'm at?
So
right
that was
now?
good. That was something I've been thinking about that I needed to know. And the
So
people,
far,
I think,
so good.
I think the people needed to know. Still married, better than the hot tub.
Hopefully the marriage lasts longer than the hot tub. So that's the
Hey,
goal.
you know what's the warranty on this sucker?
It's getting close.
Okay. All right. So odds are in his favor. All right. Do we want to talk about what I did over the summer? Sure. No one really wants to know. Well,
What
they're
did you
gonna
do?
know.
As the family man, what did you do over the summer?
You know, a lot of soccer practice, baseball, those type of things for the 10-year-old. The one thing we did do that was kind of fun is we took a road trip
Oh, that's right.
to Niagara Falls, Canada side.
Canada.
International travelers.
Wow.
Went to Canada, made it back, didn't even have to change my money or anything, really. I mean, it's basically like America.
To the gift shop.
Sensitive subject, but did you have to COVID test to go to Canada? still?
No COVID tests to go to Canada. It's just they just kind of let anybody into their country at this point.
And
So
a hooligan named Justin.
any hooligan, if you got some kids in the back seat, you can get your way through border security pretty easy.
And not anymore.
Let's be real.
You're getting flagged every time now.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, anyways, we went to Niagara Falls and we circled back through Erie, Pennsylvania. Why Erie, you ask? Because it was on the way. And we went to an amusement park there. Nice little town of Erie. Went on, everything's affordable. It's probably one of the best tourism. But we had a good time. And then we ended up in Pittsburgh. Watched a couple Tigers games in Pittsburgh. That was a highlight. Got to see Miggy with Jim Leland on the field. That was awesome. Shed a tear a little bit. And made it back. So that was really it for exciting things for the summer. Did a lot of golf for the Mediocre Golf Association, which I know we talked about. Did a charity golf outing for our charity that Emily and I do. And Zach graciously sponsored and attended. Jay attended and somehow won. So there's a big disagreement. Asterisks with that. He got himself some ringers. He went last place last year to first place
Last first.
this year.
Last first.
Extra string.
Back to last next year.
I was last place this year because the common theme with the last place team is the rest of the Glovers, which would be my father and his brothers, and this time our
who Jay
brother
ditched.
Jordan. Yeah, who Jay ditched for first. Which after playing, I think I'm not finishing last again next
Are
year.
you jealous?
No, I don't want to finish last.
That's fair.
In my own thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't need to finish first. Anyways, so we've been up to that, and then the most exciting thing that we have going, which is probably the most exciting thing Zach has going, is happening in about a month. Zach and me and 4 of our closest friends will be / people who paid the registration fee. We'll be attending the Mediocre Golf Association World Championships in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And yeah, so you excited for that, Zach?
Very excited.
What's your prediction with how that's going to go?
I don't know the quality of golf that's gonna be there. Like if it's if I have a chance to like place and win some money. That's all I could. That's like number one priority.
So
I want to win.
see, I knew this was gonna happen.
Wrong
One thing you don't know about Zach is he is probably the cockiest person I know. Thinks he's gonna win everything, and also has won quite a few things. How many mediocre golf events have you won?
7.
7. And how many have I won, Jay?
Same amount as me.
Same amount as Jay, 0.
Zero, baby.
Granted, Zach is a better golfer than me, but he shouldn't be. I don't understand. I don't get it. He's
Better
won
center of gravity.
better center of gravity. We hit the ball
More
about
stable.
the same length-ish. You know, I just don't understand. So I knew as soon as I asked him about Vegas, he's going to go there thinking he has a chance to win.
I mean, why wouldn't I?
I don't know. I guess that's the attitude to have. I know I'm not going to win. I've been there before, though. What I need to know
No, it's,
is...
will I break 80 and get disqualified?
No. God, you're so cocky. That's not happening. What I want to know is, where did this start? When did you first realize that you thought you were good at everything?
I'm definitely not good at everything.
But when did you realize that that was a thought in your mind?
About golf or everything?
No, everything.
Oh god, that's a deep.
That you think
That's a deep.
that you think you're good at so much stuff.
There
I
I
just want to know.
was.
I don't have the confidence. Maybe I need to know how it started.
It's only in select things. It's definitely not like every like I couldn't like. You see who shoots better jump shot? Not a chance.
Well, come on. Basketball is the most
But hey, like that's what I'm saying. It's only specific like.
thing you have.
I know that I'm an above average golfer, so I get to like we're in the
Talk-
mediocre golf
talk
league.
crap
So
about it.
like the
All right. When did you realize that you were an above average golfer?
probably like 4 years ago.
That's it?
Yeah, I like that's when I broke 100, and I was like, all right, I can actually play a little golf.
This depresses me so much. This is not the answer I was looking for. I was looking for you saying, I came out of the womb, and I
Oh,
was
no.
like, I was 4
Oh,
pounds,
you want me,
3
do you want me
ounces.
to tell you about the hole in one I had as a kid and like
Oh,
really rub it
I would
in?
love
And,
to
like,
hear about
oh,
your
okay.
hole-in-one story. Let's hear it.
Yeah, it was in like a youth golf league, and so you just play all the par threes and all the holes are 100. You just playing from the 150
Yep.
stake, and you're like that's 11,
Yep.
and it's 150 yards from the little kid tee box, and I hit driver and hit the front of the green. I thought it went long, and I walked up there, couldn't find my ball. We walked up, and it was in the cup. States Golf Course, Schoolcraft, Michigan.
You still have the ball?
Oh yeah, it's a crappy Nike golf ball.
So-
oh, yeah. It's sitting on my shelf.
So, I need to know, I guess, maybe it's a mental thing. My mental game is weak. I've won probably the most meltdown awards ever in the Mediocre Golf Association. So I want to know, how do you stay focused? If you're shooting a really good round, what creeps into your mind? Oh, this? The liquid courage.
I was gonna say that's definitely a small contributing factor to I'm sure some of the strokes on the meltdown.
Okay.
is-
Oh, that's why I
Yeah,
melted
yeah,
down.
yeah.
All right, well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, why, I don't want to know. It's not about me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want to
I'm
know
sorry.
what I do bad. I want to know
We're trying to help.
how you
Constructive
stay
criticism.
mentally focused. You know, because usually it's like, hey, I'm over a putt and I hear like a bird and I'm like, hey, I wonder what kind of bird that was. Maybe I should back off on my putt. No, I'm probably gonna make it anyways. Or I'm over a putt and I'm like, this is like a 2-footer. This is easy. I'm never gonna miss this.
Sounds like you're mentally strong.
Yeah.
No, it's
Just
reverse
For a
psychology.
golfer,
No.
if you think you're gonna make
It's
it,
yeah,
I
it's-
stand over a 2-footer and I'm like, don't push this, don't push this,
All
don't
right.
hit
So
it too
what is?
hard.
How do we creep? Okay, this is a good life lesson, right? As someone who is irrationally mentally strong. What?
It's
what
hot,
is
but
the
I know it's
key-
a roast.
What is the? Come on. How many times have you watched Tub Talk? You know how it
That's-
goes.
yeah.
Ask the dozens of viewers.
All 14 of them.
Right. They know you're getting roasted.
I would say yeah, like I definitely have a confidence range of putting, like where you just like you just look at it and you're like, okay, that's 3 feet, like you're gonna make 90%. Like just
All right, but what about
just
if
walk
you're
up,
shooting?
fucking
What if
make
you're like shot 40 on the front, and you're like, man, I could break 80
don't add it
right
up
now.
on the front.
That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah,
is you
for
just don't add
sure,
it up?
don't add it up.
Well, you know
Like,
when you're having a good round, though.
Yeah,
anyway.
I do. Like, I'll know. Like, I also don't. Yeah, I never add it up. I also just keep track of like plus or minus. Like, I'll be like, all right, I'm plus 3 through 6 or whatever. I don't think about like the score. I don't think I just try to manage like, just don't compound bad shots. Like, don't rip the ball out of bounds and then hit the same one out of bounds in the next one. Like, that's all. Like, from going from
Makes
190
it sound
to
so
in-
easy, dude.
So easy. Just don't compound. Don't hit 2 bad shots in a row.
Oh, okay, easy. All right. Anyways, I got worse at golf this year. I'm a little salty about it, but we're gonna do this next
Doesn't
segment.
want my help.
New segment for Tub Talk where Jay and I sit up on the edge and make Zach look really small in the middle.
Can I put my green jacket on? Just like Kingpin in the hot tub. out
That's the
here?
end. That's the end. You do look like Kingpin from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's true. Bald head. That's what
Yeah.
you guys Halloween.
Yeah, you should. You just need to be like, yeah. All right. We'll end that segment. That was sit above, that was the sit above
quick
Zach
enough,
segment. With new segments of Tough Talk. Hope you liked it. We're gonna put this up here for now. Point of Tough Talk. We want the regular folk who have excelled at certain things in their lives.
The Tough Talk. What's the
Mediocre
Tough
golf.
Talk?
Oh yeah, the TED Talk for the rest of us.
Yes. The
Okay.
phrase. The TED Talk. For the
Tough
rest of
Talk, the TED Talk for the rest of us. That might be my most important contribution to society.
Mediocre golf association.
Well, mediocre golf, everyone
Are
loves
those
that,
mediocre
but
golf?
I would love to win one time.
Speaking of contributions to society, this afternoon I was microwaving some leftovers,
Okay.
and I opened the microwave,
Hot start.
and it didn't beep, and the clock was over.
Okay.
I think I peaked in life, personally.
You timed it perfectly
You frame
exact.
perfected
That it
the
Went to
microwave.
double zeros, triple zeros.
Didn't even zero. It just went back to the time.
It just went to the
Yeah,
time.
you
and
just,
didn't
just
know zero.
perfect.
Door open.
What were you microwaving?
Leftover enchiladas.
Okay. All right.
Pizza
I was
rolls
hoping for
close.
something more embarrassing like pizza rolls,
Yeah,
and
that's
then we
awesome.
would have
Pizza rolls.
revoked that. All right, I'll give you that. Zach, what's the most impressive thing you did today?
Oh God, today?
It's a tough line to beat. I mean, that's like a
Oh,
childhood dream.
yeah,
personally.
that's like I didn't beat that this summer.
What was the most impressive thing I've done all day
Yeah.
today? You guys asking or curious about? I helped Emily load 2 300-pound logs into a trailer and then set them up in our yard for her
300 pounds?
for her throwing axe. They're probably 300
Oh
pounds.
man,
They're
she's
big.
gonna overhead.
She's gonna throwing axe these logs. Thank you to our neighbor for supplying those that are now forever in my yard. This was a condensed version of Tub Talk.
Tiny Tub Talk, if you will.
We threw it together, but we got to you quicker than a year, so I feel like that's a win.
Yep. Instead of planning for 12 months, we planned for 10.
And
But really,
Yeah,
okay.
really, the
Don't
next
tell
2 months are the
secrets.
key to doing the weird stuff. We'll think of something crazy for the next one.
Hey,
In the
maybe
meantime,
maybe we'll get another one out this winter.
we'll probably will. Let's promise we're gonna get another one out.
We should put the hot tub on a trailer and we'll take it to different people's places and like.
Well, we
be
have
like,
said
hey,
we'll
yo,
come
hop in our
on
tub,
location
do
to
it.
other hot tubs.
Yeah.
I'm interested in
Also
exploring other
that-
hot tubs.
That's probably
so-
easier than putting this on a trailer.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
Let
if
us know
you
who's got a tub, who wants a tub talk, we'll be there.
So if you have a hot tub and or there's something you want to talk about, get with Jay and I. Let's do a tub talk, the TED Talk for the rest of us. On behalf of Zachary Cookerson, Jay, and Justin,
Thanks for tuning in.
until next time. Cheers, boys.